Alright, people, what's good? So, today I'm trading again. There were no trades yesterday. Now, I can actually go through this. I was hoping to go through this. Um, so if I just go to, was it Nasdaq? Yeah, so I did live test. I was in work, so it's like I don't trade in work for the sole reason that I don't actually get to map out charts and I can't see clearly. Like, for instance, when I entered this trade, this was basically all I saw. I think I might have seen London low get swept here on market open, and that was like initially like that's kind of all I saw. And then we had some like London highs, which would have been nice, and then we had more external highs, and we were bullish on the day. So I did two live tests. I did one, which was like something that I probably would have taken, genuinely, if I was trading that day. So, and then there was another one that was outside of my time zone, but I decided to test it anyway. Just for data. It's always good for data. So the first one, we came out, like I said, took out London lows, and then what we did is we got a, where was this now? Was this the right one? I think my charts are slightly different on different things. Or was it this? Oh right, yeah, I see now. So we had this 1 minute up, and then we had this 1 minute fair value gap fill, but we didn't get a it was a very very tiny gap, like it just taps it, and then yeah. So if we just do it dead quick, so there you go, it taps into it very 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 slightly. Or it might not have even done. Oh no, it doesn't even look like it had done. I think on my other chart, the one on my phone, it did. And then when we got the break of structure up or the continuation, it was kind of both in one, which was a bit weird to enter on. So I just thought, you know what, I can live test it anyway for data. It's always good. And then, yeah, initial push up, and then it came and hit the stop loss. And then again, I just looked for another entry on that model. So here we go, 1 minute break of structure, 1 minute fair value gap fill on this candle here. So 1 minute fair value gap fill, and then I waited not until the positive reaction out of it, the continuation. I am seeing that a positive push out of it. You don't have to wait for the continuation, so I'm going to keep that in mind just for future trades. But I've been waiting for the continuation just to be a bit safer. But even this hit exactly a 1 to 2 RR, which is exactly where I would have changed my stop loss to break even. So more than likely this would have got stopped at break even. I wouldn't have won anything, and I wouldn't have lost anything. So it would have been an overall loss if I did trade. Which it was a no news Monday as well, which aren't that great. So it's probably better to de-risk those days anyway. So I'll just check this is working. Yeah. So yeah, de-risk on Mondays. That's the idea. But yeah, that was it. So like 0.5% risk on a Monday instead of a full risk, or if I'm risking 2% because I'm in profit, it would be a 1% risk. But yeah, today is a very different day, however. So let's go back over. So I've just got a top step account, 100k. You can see the balance here is full. I've not taken a trade on it. It's a bit confusing because I was on this practice account and I can't seem to, like, I always like calculating as a trade is playing out. I like to go, okay, I need to know roughly how much risk for 1% is, because obviously I don't just want to tap a button and then go, oh, I've risked too much here, oh, I've risked too little. So yeah, I've wrote some notes on my phone because I did this practice account and entered it on my phone with a micro lot, so micro contracts and normal contract sizes, so I can work out exactly what 1% is. So these are really good. Futures are really really good for passing, you could say, very quickly, because essentially 2 to 3 futures trades has you passed, as long as obviously you win them. Obviously you have the trailing drawdown, but once you passed, and once you then can build a buffer with however much you want. For me, I would probably build quite a big buffer so I can then risk more, but then also you have a decent buffer, so if you did have a huge loss streak, you've not got like 2-3% drawdown that'll just take you out after one payout. I would rather have a good 10 to 15% buffer, But maybe I wouldn't do that straight away. Maybe I would just build it up slowly. Um, who knows? But yeah, so we're doing this. I can still take trades on my FTMO account, but the other thing was that I was noticing. So like, if I go back to trading view here, right? So if I go on the S&P here, look how choppy this price action is, right? During London, like you can see all the opening gaps, and it just looks like a stock chart basically. And if I go on to the 1 minute, it's even worse. If you know what I mean, it's just like candles that are just overlapping and not really. It literally looks like a stock chart. So I think my dog is about to bark, but yeah. So even Nasdaq's okay on the CFD chart, but yeah, look at that. I mean, basically compared to oh, that's NQ. So compare it to ES here. Like, look, it's so much better. So, and it's actually executable. Because if I need to trade ES, I feel like that's why I missed some trades last week, because on my CFD chart it just wasn't showing good data. So I was like, it looks choppy, but that's just CFD data for you on the S&P 500. So yeah, I wanted futures. Obviously we can get an account, we can do what we can to pass it, and then we can also have better data. We can enter trades, and then I can use the data on the futures account to base all my trading and my charting off, and then execute from that on just on my FTMO accounts. So yeah, right. I'll be 2 seconds, and then I'll explain what my charting position is for today. So for today, I'm actually bearish today now. A few reasons why. So we are in a bearish downtrend on both. If I go here, so look, we're trending bearish on both indices here. Now, which one I trade? I'm hoping for an SMT. Now, if you look at what I've charted out, you can see how much low resistance liquidity we have to the downside. We have London lows, we have pre-market lows, which are just about to get tagged already, which I also need to just mark dead quickly. So yeah, pre-market lows, we have London lows, then we have an hourly low, and then we have Asia lows, and then we have another hourly low, and then previous day low. And then to the upside, we don't have all that much. So look, we have London highs, that's about it. There's high, and we're within a 4-hour fair value gap. So yeah, this is all. We have bearish confluence which is sponsored by the 4-hour fair value gap. Now for me, ideally what I'd like to see is London highs get taken out, or pre-market highs for this instance now, for one of these to get tagged into, because we've already filled the 4-hour fair value gap. So, and we've probably reacted out of it. Obviously we've come back into it, but we're reacting nicely from it. There's no 1 hour break of structure, but yeah, 1 hour is bullish, the 4 hour is bearish, the daily is obviously bullish. So overall, yeah, market is still definitely bullish, but I think there's a weekly fair value gap here now, which I think which is way below previous day low. So I'm not even going to be looking for that. I'm just going to be looking for my intraday trades, and like, yeah, extended take profits would be down here. So for me, hopefully the trade, we get a sweep up here. Hopefully the trade's looking something like this, something like that, and I can trail my stop loss along the way. That's kind of the idea. It could be different. Like I said, we're pushing bearish right now, which I should probably look at the other charts as well and see what we're doing. So yeah, again, we could easily see a sweep of pre-market lows for a move up, for a fake out of longs, and then we take out London highs, and then we come all the way back down. Because like I said, the reason I'm bearish today, like overall, yeah, market is still definitely bullish because daily's bullish. We're still around all-time highs, and we're still climbing overall. But we've got all this low resistance liquidity that needs to be taken out before I would say we start climbing back up again. And on top of that, we have we're 4 hour bearish. We have a 4 hour fair value gap. There wasn't one on NQ. So yeah, NQ, it actually inversed this 4 hour fair gap, but it's only a small one. We did have an initial reaction to it overnight during Asia session, but yeah, nothing kind of special there. So yeah, we're getting some movement now. It's a no news Tuesday again. We've got FOMC meeting minutes, I think it is tomorrow, but that's at like 7 p.m. UK time, so like 4.5 hours after market open. So it's nothing to be stressed about. Like I said, we're tagging these pre-market lows here. Okay, so we've tagged both. There's no SMT. I've got a feeling we're going to react up now. We're going to take out pre-market highs, and then we will probably take out maybe London highs. If we're that close, I wouldn't want to see relative equal highs at London highs. That would probably make me a bit nervous to trade. But yeah, I'm technically speaking, we could be flexible. We could warrant longs, but again, there's nothing on the 4 hour. That's like, look, there's no 4 hour fair value gap here or down here. I don't even think on any of them. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing. And even on the 1 hour, there's not really many fair value. They're all the way down here, within these between hourly lows and Asia lows, and I think it's the same. Yeah, there's not much going on in terms of fair value gaps. There's not much room for price to say, yeah, we're gonna fill this and then go bullish. So for me, like I said, I mean, if we get a 1 hour break of structure here as well, that'll only help with my confluence. So yeah, we'll just have to see. And that's about it really. There's not much more else to say, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put, because I've got this Top Step account now, I've literally just done all of my charting templates on my TradingView, and now I'm having to do them again because these charts are embedded from TradingView, which is cool, but then it's not like you can log into TradingView on Top Step X and have it import all the data you have. So it's kind of annoying, but it took me about half an hour. But setting this whole account up was so stressful. I almost was like, I'm not trading on Top Step because, yeah. But we'll see how it happens. I hope I have a good experience. Pass these accounts, do what we need to do, and yeah. Let's copy that. Save as pre-market. So then I can come and, okay, so we just took out London lows. Again, I'm going to wait for macro, which is 10 to 3 in UK time. So yeah, I'm always going to wait for that anyway. Like I said, we're making these pushes down so soon that, like I said, I think this is going to be a fake out. We're going to start moving up, and then people are going to be entering longs off this. Oh, London lows just got taken out. And look, yeah, we did take out some significant liquidity here, but when you have Asia lows all the way down here, I just feel like, especially because we've had a few bullish, well, I say a few, like a whole good week to 2 weeks of bullish momentum, and now we're finally getting some form of retrace with a 4 hour bearish retrace. But even then, just like this one here, if we have a look at this, I might as well favorite that. So if we have a look at this, when market comes down, just like it has now, we're in a 4 hour bearish break of structure, and then price just came straight back up. So we could see that again today. We could start seeing that, and it wouldn't surprise me. But again, I like to trade the trend, what's showing, and so for me, like I said, with all this low resistance liquidity, there's not much really up to the upside. We have previous day high and London highs, that's literally it. Where when you've got, and there's not even like any hourly highs because they've all been taken out. So when we have all these hourly highs and then Asia lows, previous day low, London lows, I mean, which have just been taken out, but besides the point, I'm just more confident with that being the sentiment for the day. So there's not much more really to say on it, but to wait now, and then yeah, we'll see how price reacts, how price wants to go, and if we can get an entry. If we can't get an entry, it's cool. We've got tomorrow to trade, we've got Thursday to trade, and I'll be able to trade London session gold on Friday, which is a dead easy. I'll be looking for the previous session lows or highs, depending on the bias to get swept, which will be Asia lows or highs, and then I'll just be waiting for a 5-minute break of structure, and that's my entry targeting the other side, Asia liquidity. If we do have anything else, if we have like a 4-hour fair value gap or even a 1-hour fair value gap that sponsors the Asia highs or lows, then that would be brilliant. I'd love to take a trade based on that, because having that there, that extra confluence of filling in a big high time frame fair value gap is really good to add to. So if we can get that as well, but we'll have to see on Friday. But yeah, I've got today, I've got tomorrow, and again, there's no rush. I've literally got like I know 3 good trades to pass this in a month. Like, I don't see that not happening. So yeah, I've just got to be really, really patient. Really, just be patient on the charts, not force trades, which is why I'm recording these videos, because it stops me, it's keeping me balanced so far. Like, I missed those 4 live tests last week, all winners, but I stuck to I was even flexible with those trades as well. I wanted to enter them, but I had to see 5-minute lows swept, but only 1-minute lows were swept, and that wasn't good enough for me, so I didn't enter it. I was good to take a momentum trade following the trend, and I didn't even get that because I wanted a 15-minute fair value gap being filled instead of a 5-minute, and we only got the 5-minute. So yeah, it wasn't for me, which is fine. That doesn't bother me. Bro, my chair is so squeaky. I need a new chair. I've had this gaming chair, I'm not even joking, I must have had it like 10 years now, and it's done really well, maybe even longer, so it's done well. It is a bit like, the armrests are like very wide out, they've like angled themselves out, and it's but it's not broke, so I'm kind of thinking whether a gaming chair is needed again, or if I just get like a nice lounge chair. I feel like a lounge chair would be way better, because everyone gets gaming chairs, and I just feel like for some reason they're just kind of uncomfortable for sitting in them for long hours. You need like a proper lounge chair, like, or even just like a chair you would have in your living room or your front room. Anyway, okay, wait, I'm on the 1 hour. See, this is the annoying thing. So I'm trying to figure out if I can have another chart just out here, and I can just, like you can on TradingView, you can just interchange between them, because I'll go on this one and I'll be on the wrong time frame, and it's so annoying. Whereas I'll be on, yeah, I mean, it's a nitpick, but it's like, it makes the difference in doing what I need to do and being like efficient. It's so annoying. So I have asked a question to one of my friends. I'll see if he's answered. No answer yet. Oh, my TikTok is doing super well, by the way. So last time I traded last week, I'm not joking, I think I was on, should we have a look, see if I can go on my TikTok studio. So bro, it's insane. So in the last 7 days, right, so if I go followers, so what date was it last, so was it July 3rd? Yeah, so like July 3rd I think was my last recording, I had 209 followers, right? And there was a video that started to pick up, and it was like, okay, cool. I'm now at 2,150 over the weekend, which is, I was only at 1,000 on like Saturday, Sunday, and now it's Tuesday. Like, I've gained a lot. It's so insane. And it was one of my content. So one of my videos blew up, right? And it blew up initially, and it was like, on July 2nd, it got like 46k views. And then July the 3rd, on that Thursday, it got 400k views, which was insane overnight. And I woke up and it was like, I think I went to bed and it must have been like, I don't know, like 10k, 12k likes, the video, which was cool. That was so good. And then I woke up overnight and it was like 60k likes on Friday morning, which was awesome. And I was like, yo, this has really picked up. And then by the time my work day ended, and it was like, I don't even know, it was like 3-4 o'clock, it had climbed to like 110k, and I was like, whoa. And then over the weekend, it just kept going up and up and up, and then it's currently at just over 400,000 likes. And yeah, the repost rate on it was insane. So a lot of posts like don't get that many reposts, but mine was getting like a third of the likers were reposting. So if I got 100,000 likes on the video, about 30,000, yeah, about 30 to 35,000 were reposting that, which is an insane ratio to have. And then tons of big creators, like, I don't know who they are, but big TikTok creators, you only have like 500, 1 million followers, 500k and stuff like that. A bunch of them, multiple ones, reposting it and liking it, which was insane because that also helps it get more outreach. And it's currently got 1.5 million views. So yeah, it's still slowly climbing, but it's really not at a big rate now. It's gone from like here you go, in the last 25 minutes it's got 250 likes, which isn't a lot, but then 76 reposts still. So like, it's still a really high repost rate, which is great. But then all my other videos are now starting to do well. So yeah, 2,150 followers, and only last night I was under 2,000. So yeah, I was at like 1,800 yesterday. So it's really doing well, and I'm trying to like monetize it and do better. And all my videos are picking up now. So like, I'm getting 1,000 likes on some videos. Like, I've got 500 here. 220 is like a low video now. 1,200 on my most recent, and then I've got 2,400 on one. Yeah, it's doing really well, which is great for me. So yeah, I'm super psyched about that. Now let's go back to the charts, because stuff is happening. So we had a 5-minute break of structure on market open. Now we've just got a 15-minute break of structure, closing below London lows, which is good confluence, more for shorts. Now this is where I'm looking for, if we get this 30-minute break of structure and 1 hour break of structure, because then when we get them, I'm like super like, okay, we're coming down here. But I do need some things to happen. I would like these pre-market highs to come up and get swept by either ES, which looks like it might be happening. Wait, let me mark out pre-market highs. This is where we might get our S&T now. So, one sec. Have I not got pre-market highs, bro? I swear did I not? Did I get distracted and not save it as a template? Pre-market lows, I have saved it. Can I just refresh this and it'll... Maybe I just had to refresh the page. I thought I did it. There you go. Pre-market highs. So, yeah, I'm hoping now one of these, because look, that's really good. And if we get the break of structure down on the 30-minute as well, and the 1 hour on NQ, but then we don't on ES, this is going to be super, super good for me, because that's exactly what I'm looking to take. And then we've got all short confluences. But just on the contrary, if we don't break structure, because look, the 15-minute didn't break on this, so if this stays bullish, however, the 4 hour, if we wanted to be bullish then and flip bias, we would have to close all the way above London highs within the next 13 minutes, which Can it happen? Yeah, of course it can. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not. So I'm just excited to see where this goes. But yeah, we just got to be patient. 3 minutes until macro. Like I said, I think we're going to start tagging these upwards. People are going to be getting trapped in longs here. I mean, don't get me wrong. I could be totally wrong for the day. I could be totally wrong. I could be the one getting trapped in shorts. It goes both ways. But given that we get the early trap as soon as market opens, look, early sweep, and then it comes up, and then people are going to get like there are. I mean, people might exit here, but they're clever people. Retail traders will be like staying past this 4 hour fair value gap, going for yesterday's high, and then we start shorting, and then they'll get stopped out. So that's what I'm seeing right now. I could be wrong. I could be right. I'm obviously going to just see what I'm going to listen to what market is telling me. Because I have my bias and now I just want to see what I want to see, and it's looking perfect. SMT wise, ES is coming up tagging pre-market highs. I'm really hoping for a tag of London highs, but then we could get the 4 hour break of structure, which it wouldn't necessarily be worrying, because if NQ was still bearish, then you could play it both ways. And like I said, we've got all the low resistance liquidity is on this side, and we might not even tag it all. We might only tag the hourly lows, or we might only tag Asia low and then come back up. We might not even get the rest of these yet. But one thing for sure is that I'm definitely bearish on the day. Because you could see we could see take profits hit, and a reversal around PM session. But we're just here to trade what we want to trade. Have London pre-market highs been tagged? No, they've just been made equal highs, which is interesting. So I think they'll get tagged. I do think. I don't think ES is going to reject that now and come back down. I think it's going to, because look, we're pushing down. We're pushing down on NQ and pushing up on ES. So I'm liking where this is going. I'm really liking where this is going. We could get a good trade today. And it's 2% risk on my FTMO account, because that's like a 10% drawdown, and I'm really not looking to mess around with passing in 2 months. Like, if I've got a setup, I'm going to enter it, you know? And for instance, I'm going to go on my FTMO chart right now on MetaTrader 5 and see what it's like. Oh, the 1 minute looks choppy as fuck on NQ. Why is that? Yeah, look, choppy as fuck, bro, on the 1 minute. But like I said, I think we're just markets deciding where it wants to go. 5 minutes still looks clean on both. So yeah, I don't think there's any point in wasting time on challenges. You know, like, because a lot of people, even on futures, they'll risk like 0.3% and say you have to risk less, and it's like, these are designed to help you pass in, as long as you've got a good intraday strategy where you are winning pretty much every day. Do you know, where like you trade a lot, and when you do take your entries and following your rules, they win. Most of the time you have a high win rate. I mean, yeah, a losing streak could easily see you lose the account. Of course it can. Even during challenge phase, if for whatever you start a challenge and then you start a losing streak, yeah, you could. Of course you can lose the account, but like most of the time, I think people, they just need to, like, because they're trying to pass in, like, I mean, if you've got more of a long-term strategy that you have a low win rate, high risk reward, then yeah, you definitely need to be risking less. But bro, I don't think it's necessary for most people who trade an intraday strategy like in one session, because you don't have enough time for a trade to play out. Like, even for instance, this trade, it could set up and then it could just like chop down, and I might have to close it in a certain profit and not even hit my full take profit, and that happens. And those are the restrictions you have with prop firms, which sucks, but it is what it is, you know. We're getting a lot more volume in ES than in, or I should say, volatility in ES than in NQ right now. Like I said, maybe NQ just wants to go down and ES is ready to just sweep. But yeah, I'm really hoping I can do this, because the idea is I was looking at getting a copy trader, right? Because I was thinking, this. I mean, this series. I mean, originally it started as a journal last week, and then I thought, you know what? Let's do it as a road to 1million funding, and that's £1 million funding because I'm British. So yeah, road to £1 million funding, and I thought, okay, I don't even know if I can do a copy trader on Top Step itself, but I apparently, because Top Step have stopped doing Tradovit and all of that, so there was a, I forgot what it was called now. There was a really good trading copy trader where you would just add your prop firm accounts and you pay for each account. So it's like $10 a month for each account, which is like £7 a month for each account. So if you have 10 accounts at 100k, 150k, like, easy stuff, and you connect all of them. So it's like, and you can even connect your MetaTrader ones. Now the only thing I don't know how it works is because I trade futures. So when I trade ES and NQ, if I put that in a copy trader and then I went to execute it and then I wanted my MetaTrader 5 trades to execute, would it not allow it because it's technically not a futures, it's a CFD chart? And how would it add up, because the price is different? Futures show much more accurate pricing, where, like, say for instance, we're at 6282 right now on ES. On my CFD chart on my MetaTrader, we can actually see how much it says now on ES. 6236 right now it's trading at, so it's just shy of a $50 difference. So how that would actually work in executing, I don't know if I would have to do like two separate copy traders in a way. I don't know how it works. Like, do I have to do my FTMO account? So if I had like 5 FTMO accounts that all added up to max allocation of £280,000 it is here, and then once I've added all them up, is it like I trade all of them on one copy trader and then trade all my futures accounts on one copy trader? Because it's like, once I pass with Top Step, I'm gonna, like, I'm probably, as soon as I get a decent payout, I'm probably gonna go straight with more accounts, buying 2-3 more accounts, or whatever maximum I can do, then copy trading, and straight away do that on Top Step X, and I'll do that, and then that's like I don't know the max allocation on Top Step. Should we have a look? But the idea then is keep doing that. Max allocation. So, okay, that's not done that. Top Step offers a maximum allocation of $750,000. You can have up to 5 active Express funded accounts simultaneously and can combine different account sizes. My goodness, that's the most I've seen any from a standard allocation. Like, FTMO is $400,000 as that, and then you have to do the scaling plan. And if that's, I don't know if that's included with the scaling plan or if that's just a start. Like, I pass 750k worth of accounts in the mine. But even then, it's like, that would be my first thing to do after one big payout from this 100k. You know, if I could make 10% in a month, it would be like, right, straight away, buy all of those accounts, 150k's, straight away, and then hopefully add them up to 750k, and that's it. That would be my goal. So yeah, I would do that and then pass my FTMOs, and then I would start going over to like, I think there's my funded futures. I forgot what other ones there were. There's a few. Is it Alpha, Apex? I mean, I always hear bad stuff about some firms where it's like, oh, they don't pay out, and I feel like that's every firm though. There's always a firm that doesn't pay someone out and then they're annoyed about it. But I know Top Step are like the biggest in the game of actually paying out, but then they have like maximum payouts, like where you can only take 5k at a time or something like that, or 50% of your account if it's less than 5k, I think. Because it's like, if you're and I don't know if that's per account or in total of all your accounts. Like, if you're trading 750k and you make 10% in a month, so then you have like 75k of payments worth. Is that, do you get to request payouts every day? of the maximum. Say it was 5 accounts, that would be 25k. Would you be able to do, 25k a day until it happens, or is it different? I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna keep watching this. My dog's barking, so I'll wait until he's calmed down, and then yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll just mute my mic. I might start recording. I don't know. I'll decide. But yeah, for now we're just waiting for these highs to get taken out. I'm waiting for a reaction. Really, that's what we're waiting for. So the good news now. Well, I say good news. We didn't break. This is a doji candle, so I'm not counting this. But we broke structure on the 1 hour, on NQ and 30-minute, and obviously on the 15-minute. So now we are full. Other than the daily, we are now bearish on NQ. So I'm totally like shorts, and we didn't really get the SMT. We didn't get a high swept and SMT. That's what we didn't get. So if we now have a look on, yes, look, we came out, we tagged this 5-minute high. That was it. And it's there. So that is the only form of SMT, which also counts as 1-minute highs. And then, yeah, we just didn't get, there's no setup to play, right? On yes, now we're now moving down. Look, we're already moving towards Asia lows, taking out hourly lows. So it's just one of those things. I don't think we'll get a setup today, and that's okay. We just have to go again tomorrow. Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, look, I'm now probably not gonna say we're gonna get a trade now. I wanted these pre-market. I wanted one of these to get tied. Pre-market highs, London highs, previous day high, which I think was more unlikely, but I marked it out anyway. But yeah, London highs, pre-market highs would have been. That's the setup, No news Tuesday, so we've had nothing to give it that energy it needs, that push. It's a shame, really. I mean, look, we could be setting up longs right now because look, we've had the accumulation. We're now manipulating. And we're taking out liquidity with it, so longs might be setting up, but again, this is not within bias, so I'm probably just not gonna trade. I'm not gonna lie. I'll start recording. There's no point in me recording. I'll be sat here waiting. We could see an SMT based off these 5-minute highs here. Maybe, but again, NQ isn't the leading index, especially because we broke structure properly on all time frames lower than the 4 hour. So we are bearish on 4 hour and below on everything right now. Maybe not the 1 minute, but yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes. Bias was correct, but no entry. Price sometimes wants to leave us, and that's okay. Those things will happen. So, I mean, we can take a look at what else there is for the week. So, yeah, FOMC meeting minutes, 4.5 hours into market open, so that's not a worry for me. Thursday, unemployment claims, which hopefully brings something into the market. So yeah, that's all we can do really. Friday, 7 a.m. There we go. That might affect gold a bit, but this is before market open, so it's nothing I need to worry about. But yeah, there we go. Probably, I feel like the move's already being made now. I feel like now if it comes up, we're just going to set up longs. Because for us to come all the way back up here now and take out highs and then come all the way back down, I see it as so unlikely. Unless ES has a huge move up, because sometimes we have seek and destroy models. We're about an hour into market open. People who took shorts here will get a second sweep. A second sweep here where we might take out pre-market highs, especially now that they equal highs with market open highs. And then we might also get a tag into London highs and then come down. So I'm open to the idea, but for it to happen before 4 p.m., I don't see it happening. So, and what I'd have to see as well is we'd have to take out these highs on ES and then take the setup on NQ, and NQ ideally creates an SMT off that. And is the leading index still, because it's already leading in higher time frame. It's already leading because we didn't tag pre-market highs. So yeah, I'm just gonna wait, be patient. I'm probably gonna start recording again. If anything happens, I'll come back and start recording again. Whether I take a trade or not, I'll be back and we can go through it together. Remember what I said about the seek and destroy model? Oh, about 1 hour into market open, we're at 338 right now. So we're moving up here. Look, now we now have relative equal lows at Asia lows, especially on NQ, and on NQ we have the 1 hour breakout structure. And then the other thing is that 30-minute is still intact. 15-minute, is that a doji though? Because if that's a doji, let me check my CFD chart real quick. Yeah, so it's just a doji, so 15-minute will still be intact. Now what we need to look for is a sweep of the highs now, and whether we obviously get that, it's a different story, but yeah, we're climbing there. I'm hoping for an S&T, maybe not on pre-market highs, but London highs, and then yeah, reaction from there. 5-minute has gone bullish on these, but again, high time frame holds high power. And now we're just creating low resistance for our liquidity here. So if we take out these and get the right reaction, we've now got this low and these lows to target. So again, just have to be patient and wait and see what we get. And if you also look, when I was worried that we might be setting up for longs here, the reason why I don't think longs are valid is because look how impulsive this move is. Like, there was no actual entry here. It's just a big move up on the 5-minute as well. Look, sorry, that's the 15, but on the 5-minute, look, it's just a huge displacement. So for me, like I said, I'm bearish. The market's giving me bearish confluence on high time frame now. So for me, this is like initial people who got into shorts without a real setup, because like I said, we didn't even get a setup here. So people enter who panic sell and panic entries, so they're forcing trades into the market, which I used to do, so I know how this works. They would enter like here, maybe on this fair value gap, and go okay, and then target Asia lows, which is it's a valid entry model, but there was no sweep of liquidity. So then about an hour or so into market open, you'll get this seek and destroy model where we'll seek out those shorts that were taken, and then we might come and get a full run of liquidity here, and then we'll make the next move down. So something like this, like people enter shorts here, people might enter like say this, maybe something like that, target Asia lows or whatever, or even have them at this high. There you go. And then I've been stopped out of so many trades like this in the past. So yeah, and then we'll come out, we'll tag that, and then go down like that. That is my way of thinking. But like I said, we've got to we've got a time limit, so if we've not tagged liquidity where I can then wait for a setup, if we haven't done that, then I'll walk away. But if we're like tagging liquidity, when I can then look for a setup, I'll give myself a bit of leeway. No, we technically do have an SMT here, so these 5 minute highs here, we can mark them out because this is where we got the tag of here, the equal pre-market highs. We've got an SMT off that, so I mean, I would not trade this at all, because ES is not the leading index anyway, but there's that. But this can just be noise within the overall trend, so I just ignore stuff like that. So I'll just keep waiting now. I'm happy to look for entries if we get this sweep, but we have to get the sweep. I'm just chilling right now. I'm playing chess on my phone, whilst I just watch and wait for what market needs to do. There's no point stressing about it. We're either going to come and hit one of these levels or we're not. It's jeez, bro, with no news and we're getting this much volatility. It's crazy. So it looks like we might be setting up for longs here, maybe. Maybe an inverse setup. Yeah, but it looks like we're not getting entries today. I mean, we could have looked for something off this kind of SMT, which is 1 minute break of structure, 1 minute continuation. So here, we'd have an entry right here, which would be performing well right now. There you go. 1 to 2 risk reward at Asia lows. Which we easily could have gone to. Maybe we could have took the same. Oh no, okay, no setup on ES, but there we go. So that's probably what we could have taken for the day, even though this took out the 5 minute liquidity. So yeah, just one of those things, I guess. I think that's probably where I'm going to leave it at today. I mean, we're at 5-2 now, so yeah, there's going to be no trades with this, which is, it's part of the game. It's unfortunate, but here we are, and there's yeah, it's is what it is. Because Nasdaq was the leading index within bias. We had the better bias with the 1 hour breaker structure, with the 30-minute breaker structure, and then yeah, we made the SMT where ES was then the leading index, but then there's no setup. There's only a setup on this one. It's look, the setup's there, but again, I mean, it wasn't a live test, but that's not what I was looking for. So this is kind of the only possible entry, even though it's not hit full take profit, but you could then extend that to this next hourly at 1 to 3 and then 1 to 3.8 on previous day low. So yeah, there's that's where I'll leave that at. I might let this play out and then just get back to you on it, but again, another no trade day. This isn't even a live test, like I said. I couldn't have really entered it, but did we respected the 15-minute gap here, if you have a look, which is right here, this small one within this 30-minute. Look, so we respected the 30-minute gap. So not a bad trade, if you ask me. I mean, you've also now got a 5-minute inverse for value gap entry we could do. This isn't what I would do, just because it's not obviously the strategy I'd use, but I do like just testing my knowledge, and like, here you go, 5-minute inverse, wait for it to tag, 1 minute reaction, and then go time. But anyway, I'll leave this for now. I'll come back and we'll see if this hits full take profits. I mean, we've just tagged Asia low, so that would be like set to break even at least, maybe take off half, but other than that, we'll just see how it goes. Ooh, oh. Super duper quick update. So we actually did get an inverse fair value gap entry here, and a 5-minute fair value gap. So once it entered there, scale down to the 1 minute, you could have just waited for a 1 minute breaker structure back down, which we got here. And then if we put our stop loss below there, I mean, we already hit a 1 to 2 here. There you go. I would have just put it down at this low. But yeah, not a usual entry front, but it's always nice to play around with it. So no trades today. We're still kind of ranging within this. I mean, it's not been such a great day really for price action, and even if we look here, like, not much going on. You know, we have made a move, but we had no valid sweep, so never got a valid SMT or whatever, etc. So yeah, that's about it. What I'm going to do is I'll let this play out and we'll go over it tomorrow, during pre-market, or as I start recording. We'll just quickly go over it. But I think I can delete all these now. I don't really think I need all these. because it's just my stop loss in place now, so it's just these targets really. But yeah, I'll just we'll go over it tomorrow if we see if we win this live test. I mean, it's a half live test because we were already in a lot of profit, but then again, it did come back up to our entry. So if you set a limit order because you wanted that entry, then sure, let's call it a live test. See how it turns out. But yeah, that's it for today. No trades. Road to 1 million funding. This is what it looks like. Patience, staying out of the market when the price doesn't give us what we want, not forcing trades, because that's how you lose trades. That's how you spiral into inconsistency and forcing trades and going against your rules and then losing. So yeah, there's no rush. I'm confident we'll get a good setup this week, at least at some point, and get some good profits from it. We just have to wait for it. So that's it. I'll catch you tomorrow.